So, today's task is to put up this mural, which is in 3 sections. Each one of them is 28 inches wide. I'm told that the overall mural, when it's all completed, is going to be 7 feet by 7 feet. This wall right here is where it's going to go, in between this window and this window. So, first order of business is to measure, because we want to put the mural dead center between the windows. So we have to measure the distance between the two, and it looks like it's exactly 7 feet. So the mural is going to go from window to window. That being the case, I think the thing to probably do is to start at one window and work our way across. I don't know as we have to find the center and put up the first one and then do the 2 on either side. I think we just start at one side and work our way across to the other side. The process involves unrolling each section of the mural and putting wallpaper paste on the back of it, and then applying it to the wall and making sure that it's secured down, and being sure that both sides of the mural, which is largely like wallpaper, gets adhered to the wall so it doesn't have a tendency to peel up. So I'm going to stop the tape, and I'll start it again here when we begin applying the thing. In order to make sure that we were straight, I was going to use this large bubble level if the mural itself was starting in some obscure part of the wall. But it appears as though, since we're starting at a window edge, then we don't have to worry about it, because we use that to balance where it's going to go. So my helper is here.
We're starting now.
Yeah, the cameras are going. I measured these things. They're 28 inches wide. You said that the mural overall is 7 by 7. The distance from one window to the other is exactly 7 feet.
So we've got a problem right here. You gotta take that little thing down.
Yeah, and we're also going to have to cut out for the
Yeah, that's okay, we did
wall
that
plugs.
downstairs, we can do that.
So we got to take that thing down.
Yeah.
All right.
So I'm going to try to narrate over the last part of this tape and do the best that I can live here in Premiere. So what we had to do is end up taping the mural up, and so that we could get the panels sorted out, which was the middle and the 2 sides. And it was a good thing that we did, because we determined that we had hung it up upside down. So we took it back down, but kept the panels ordered in the way that we took them off the wall. And then after that, I decided that what we should do is probably mark out more clearly where each panel was going to end up with a large pencil mark on the wall. That way we would know where to place the wallpaper compound, so as to not get it spread too far out, because the stuff has a tendency to dry up on you as you're working. What I'm doing here is measuring along the top of the ceiling. It turned out that the ceiling itself, the old drywall ceiling, was off from the back of the room to the front of the room by about 1/4 of an inch. So if we'd used that to true up the mural with, we would have been out of alignment with the windows. So all told, everything got completed and got the walls marked out that the way they were supposed to with my bubble level. And then we started in earnest, putting up the panels themselves. And that part of it here is going to be sped up even more. We are in the process here of mixing paint, or mixing the paste, getting it put into pans, and getting the brushes all wet up with the stuff. And we also had to have some terry cloth towels handy that we wet down, so as to be able to use that kind of as a squeegee to apply the mural to the wall and make sure that the paste got squeezed out the way that it needed to be, and the edges all got tied down real well. So the first panel took a little while to get up, and once we had it, we went ahead and rolled it out. This is, we're putting the paste up with a roller right now. And then I stood up and we rolled it out, and struggled a little bit getting it aligned with the pencil marks on the wall. Took a little while to get some paste around the top edges and the sides. Tended to want to dry out where we were going to make the seams in between, so we always had to apply a little bit more. Here we are, finally getting the first panel all the way down. Then we're going to make a little jump here in just a second to putting up the second panel. Doing the joints from the first panel to the second panel wasn't really that hard. Um, it's the third panel, which is the one that gave us a significant bit of problem, um, where again, applied the paste to the wall, and we're getting the panel put down, a little bit pulling it up and putting it down and pulling it up and putting it down and smoothing it out, making sure that we get all of the air bubbles and stuff out from underneath. It's a little bit different than wallpaper in that this is the mural itself is made from vinyl, so it's a little bit slicker and a little bit more difficult to cut. I had some electrical receptacles along the bottom edge that had to be trimmed out in order for the mural vinyl panel to rest firmly against the wall. And here we are getting ready to put up the last panel. I'm putting the vinyl paste around the edges, and then we're going to roll out the paste onto the wall proper. This is the one that gave us a little bit of trouble. We had to peel this one on and off about 2 or 3 times last time from the top, and it looks like we get it all the way down. And you'll notice there's a funny bubble or a wrinkle running down the middle of it, kind of in a diagonal. So that took us a little bit of time to realize that we had that. If we'd have been standing over by the light, we'd have been able to see it a little bit better. You can see it pretty clearly here. And pulled it up and moved it down. And then at this point, Kathy noticed that we had a gap in the panel, so we had to peel it back off from the top and then move it over just a little bit and line up the pattern again. And we finally got it to where it was supposed to be. Pull it up again. This one was a little bit fussy. So when we finally got it all down, then we began smoothing it out. So you can see how important it is that you make sure that you've got, clear lines marked on the wall where everything belongs. In the end, the pattern itself determined how it was applied to the wall, but having the pencil lines necessary to notice where you're going to put the paste helped a lot. We probably have a little bit of cleanup to do above and below the mural, rather, with the some rags to get the excess paste off from the wall. But I think it's pretty good at this point. That's the way that it looks when it was all completed. And I think it's going to come out really nice. We found some really nice drapes to go with it. And so that's it. That's the large mural project.